What's good, family? Y'all know how we do. Always pushing help, well, better understanding self, giving praise to the Most High. So I had to tap in on this live, man. I had a video that was going crazy. A lot of people was commenting, so I was like, you know what? I gotta go live. I gotta go live and talk about it. So I'm gonna wait for everybody to get into the chat room. I'll let everybody know I'm going live, but I'm gonna go over a video that I had that been I've been getting a lot of messages. A lot of people been hitting me in my Instagram. I appreciate everybody commenting on that video though. You know, I had only a couple of good comments. I say probably about 4, 5, but it's all good. But I'm gonna go over some stuff on group economics, man. Make sure we standing on business. Shout out to everybody who been holding the channel down, man. I appreciate y'all. For real, I'm gonna have to chop this one up. So I got a good one for us today. But I got a couple of videos I'm gonna go over, but I want to open up the lines and hear from some people on this subject. I am gonna be doing some investing, not today, but I'm gonna pick a day. I said it in the group chat, but let's get it, man. Let's see. Let's get it.
Jamil Frederick Cotman asks, how can blacks play the game of economics as a team when most blacks don't want to participate?
That should be a difficult question to answer. First of all, black folk have to understand what racism and economics is. See, racism is a team
So
sport. The rule is that either you play as a team or you lose. But more importantly, economics. Again, racism is also economics based. It has nothing to do with just getting along with people and being happy. But on the other side, blacks don't have every black participate with them. Get as many as you need as you can get your hands on and start practicing group economics. And because economic power, economic prosperity flows from the group. It doesn't make any difference how well one black does or what in terms of acquiring wealth and money. It's not what one individual has it on, it's what the group owns and controls. See, what makes Jews very powerful in this country and around the world is not what one Jew owns or what one Jew controls, is what they own and control as a group. Black folk have to understand that they must control as much as possible as a group if they're going to play in the game. Now, as you question, there are a lot of blacks who want to play in a race-based, team-based sport as an individual. But if you don't play as a team, you're going to lose by default. That's like my going out on a football team and
salute,
facing another team that's got
Aisha.
11 members on team, and I'm up there by
Appreciate you
myself trying to
tapping
play
in.
play against them on a football field, one man against a whole team. You'll never win. You're going to lose. And black folk must understand those two things. What racism is a team sport, and racism is about acquiring economic wealth and power.
The second question comes from Paris Brantley. He asks, do you think it would be advantageous of us as black people to push our own immigration agendas like the Hispanics, only ours would push the immigration of Africans from all over the diaspora?
Well, he most certainly, blacks should have been doing that for about the last 500 years. But to do that, they got to go back and address one thing that's critically important. That is this nation's immigration policies that were put in effect back in 1790. The first thing that Congress did when it came into existence, 1 year after they approved the United States Constitution, they set up a ranking order of acceptability called a national immigration and nationalization policy that defined how people are going to immigrate and migrate into this country.
So I mean to stop it there. Yeah, I dropping this another video because I'm gonna go over some of the comments and stuff I got, but a lot of people reached out to me from the video I did with Dr. Claude Anderson about black businesses and stuff like that. Shout out to everybody who reached out to me. Y'all hear this on the playback or whatever, but say you've been traveling to Florida, that's what's up. So I had to come drop a number two just to, you know, keep the conversation going, keep the momentum
European
going. I had a lot more subscribers and they on this kind of topic. So I want to get y'all take, man. I'm gonna open up the lines in a minute, but let's
had a
get
wide open gate. They can come in as Europeans, white Europeans, in any quantity and number anytime they wanted to, in and out.
peace,
Then,
Neil. Appreciate you.
but the immigration color coding went starting with white, yellow, brown, black, from the highest to the lowest. The whiter you were at the top, open door integration. As you went down and began to close up, you got down to the bottom, which was black. So the bottom, it was totally closed. You could not come into here in this country as a black person unless you came in as a slave. That's why, and that immigration policy stayed in effect up until about 1965. They're still using it, but they are tricking and the bamboozling blacks right now in the present immigration policy. That's why you can't get Haitians into the country. Now, what the new policy says is that, yeah, we shut black folk out of the immigration policy and kept them as a minority because we needed to use them. Minority has no power. A minority has no wealth and no competitiveness in a society. And they kept black folks immigration even from 1920s all the way up to the 1960s at less than 1/2 of 1%. But in 1960, with the new immigration policy, what they did, they said, well, we'll let immigrants come in now. We'll change the policy now. Instead of totally shutting black folk out, what we have based the policy on is this, is that you can come into America now based on how many relatives or family members you have into the country. And you will use a percentage of that.
So, and I want to let people know that Dr. Claude Anderson was the first one who started that FBA talk. Okay, he was the first one that was, solidified FBA. I know Tariq Nasheed been pushing it, but he been talking that. So we got to give Claude his flowers while he's still breathing and still here, man. So
Now, what
salute.
does that say? That says that black folk who were shut out for all those centuries and never had anybody coming in, their number's almost zero. But you get here, but by the same token, you got Hispanics, to answer your question, running in here in 5,000 to 6,000 per night. That's why in 1860 you only had 4,000 Hispanics in the United States.
So in 1960, you only had 4,000 Hispanics in the United States. So if we look at from the 1960 to now, right, and how much jobs and stuff that they have, the Hispanics has been able to come into the United States and jobs and stuff. We've seen, they beefing and warring with people in California. They stabbing up, black people out there. It's like they done got big enough to where they can attack black people. It's that crazy. So that's letting you know, like, everybody practicing group economics around us, but black people. Let me let them rock.
But you had almost 5 million black folk in the United States. By 1900s, you had 100,000 Hispanics in the United States, but you had 12 million black folk. But black folk were frozen because their population comes only from by birth, how many babies they can have. But Hispanics went from 100,000 in 1900 up to the present time in 2016. They went all the way up to now to almost 55 million Hispanics. That means that they had, where black folks' population based on immigration, only and immigration and birth, natural birth, went up over 300%. But Hispanics coming across the borders, their immigration numbers went up over 55,000%. And that's why now they displaced black folk. They are now the majority minority, and black folk are kicked out of being second-class citizens. Blacks are now third-class citizens. Black folk in a world of trouble. They got to go back and check those immigration laws and demand this country change those immigration laws that they put in effect initially in 1790, and they modified them with a flip back, double back, under the table deal where black folk are still kept as a permanent.
So dang, do y'all see that? What happened? We done got pushed out. It was 4,000 people there. Now they like they're everywhere. They in the prisons, they banging. Can you imagine? Like they can bring family members over. So it's like we steady at that 13%, but all the other races is growing. I'm gonna get into also smart guy. He talks about the corner stores, but if that's not eye opening to everybody, it's like
Minority
that's crazy.
society where the majority will win and rule and the minority will lose and suffer. Blacks are the only permanent minority losers in the country.
So salute to Claude Anderson, man. I feel that knowing that and we seeing it. You know what I mean? They in the jails. They racist towards black people in California. You know, they saying it's about to be a big, because of Tory Lanez got stabbed up. It's about to be a big love after they get locked down in the prison in California, that it's about to get real crazy. So we gotta, make sure we pray for our brothers out there, because they taking that they taking that stabbing personal, and it could get ugly on both sides. But that's something I'm gonna get into a little bit later. But it's definitely a problem for us. We third class citizens, and we don't practice nothing to get us ahead. We just, we thinking that everything cool and we could just chill. But check out what I think this is a first step that I think that we can go to. Shout out to everybody that's in the chat, man, that's tapped in. I appreciate y'all. We need to spread this information because it ain't looking good for us. It's a lot of other stuff going on that, they trying to have us, they trying to have us extinct out here. But check out the smart guy.
Other coaches don't stay out of our way when we're trying to do for ourselves. They get in the way. When you look at delis and corner stores, right? They don't hire no African Americans. A corner store makes $300,000 a month. They don't invest nothing in the community. You can't get no credit. You can't get no IOUs. They're making $300,000 a month in the average deli in the ghetto, not including hot food or EBT, right? We have the highest purchasing power on the planet. It's more.
So think about what he just said. They making 300,000, right, a month. Like when we still shopping with them. It's like at some point we gonna have to stop shopping with anybody. I know Wallow said that bogus stuff, and everybody like, man, Wallow right? Cause we go to black businesses, and they ain't all the way right. It's like you can't have this type of attitude. So that means you finna be shopping. I'll spend my money wherever I want to spend my money. I make my money. You ain't like other races ain't even talking like that, bro. Like that, you can only the black people are talking like that. I spend my money wherever I want to spend my money. You ain't gonna tell me where to spend my money. It's like that's what's making the divide. So them people gonna keep playing with us because we got the most purchasing power because we spending with everybody. While everybody else counting their coins and they making that money bounce around in their community a whole bunch of time. I'm gonna let them keep.
More money in the ghetto than Dubai. It's more money in Brownsville than Dubai. It's more money in the ghettos of Harlem than Dubai. It's more money in the ghettos of Detroit than Dubai. We have the highest purchasing power on the planet. We have the most disposable income, and we pour that income into every other culture, and they don't pour it back into us. They don't give loans. They don't support our businesses. They don't support our communities. They gentrify the ghetto. They like what? Like you see more police officers in black neighborhoods than white neighborhoods. If you ride through Harlem, I'm from Harlem, right? You ride through Harlem and you see police, traffic stops, oh, they going in. You go through the.
So y'all hear what I'm saying? Now y'all get what I'm saying? I don't care. Like, I ain't got no problems with other cultures and people, but my point is we got too much money to be spending. And I want everybody to know where they spend it. Like, I gotta go here, you know what I mean? I gotta make sure. And if we don't have something, I feel like we gotta get it. We can't just not have it and feel like, okay, I'm gonna be going to this bodega. While these people talk about us like, man, another black person coming in my store. So I think that we gotta start supporting and putting stores that's gonna be benefiting us, that's gonna be building us up. Because if we spending $1.8 trillion a year and it's leaving out and it's not coming back, we ain't gonna never get that money back. Like we're gonna be able to have to spend another 1.8 trillion next year, but we can be getting benefits from that money. So it was a lot of people in my comments, and there was a lot of people that tapped into me that was like, man, they like what I was doing with the video that I dropped. And I'm gonna keep pushing it out because sometimes people in the chat, they be in the comment section, they be like, they'll make you feel like, this is crazy out here. It ain't no way it could happen. People don't listen, and it's just crazy. It could get like that. But I'm gonna go over some of the comments, man. But I want y'all to check out that Sofi got a wealth management app. Yeah, we need to follow Dr. Claude Anderson blueprint. It's all about each other. Each one teach one. Stay on code, family. Straight up. Back in the day, we did bartering and trading and farming to get out of the system. For real. I'm saying we got all the information. Like we seeing how they're putting immigrants here and populating us to where they're coming here practicing group economics. They coming here like getting in our corner store, using our culture, using our hip hop code, using all of the things that we, what FBA kind of stand for, and they like using it against us. So I want to put a ban on all corner stores, man. Like corner stores, these, Chinese restaurants, and like it ain't nothing to them. It's just that we need that money to bounce through our community, in my opinion. You know, I hate to see we just spending money and it's just going everywhere, in my opinion. But yeah, this video kind of made me definitely tap into, because I was getting a lot of comments, a lot of people hitting me on Instagram, a lot of people reaching out, and I appreciate that. Lets me know to keep moving. I know it's some of us out here they definitely about uplifting the community. But we just making it a better place by us doing this, making it better for the people that's coming behind us. Because a lot of us are straight. They getting their little money. It seems cool, but when prices go up and we got all of these other cultures here, it ain't gonna be the same. If it don't belong to us, it's banned. Yeah, we gotta be standing on that. I had commented on a lady that I know. She kind of from my area, and I seen her. She was wearing a Louis Vuitton purse, and I don't really be on Instagram like that. But I told her like, you off cold with that. It's we got plenty of black designers that make purses, bags, all of that stuff that nobody don't promote like that. You know what I mean? Like the fact that you will promote this European powerhouse and be wearing their stuff and spending money on their stuff. Now, if you buying the knockoff stuff, oh well, but you might as well just spend money with your people. Let the money come back to your people. That's all I'm saying. Um, Now I'm starting to like tell people this out. I'm starting to check people out when I see them or when I'm like, yo, you off cold with that, man. Like we ain't doing that no more. And that's just me, and I be spreading it to people I'm cool with to let them know. But certain people don't care. You know what I'm saying? They just feel like it makes them look good to wear European stuff and other culture stuff. It makes them look cool, but I want to make it not cool no more, in my opinion. If it don't belong to us, it's like I'm gonna tell you, like, oh, you off, like that's weird. But salute to y'all feeling the talking about it. But I don't know if y'all watched this video. I'm about to pull it up. But this was the video that got a lot of comments and a lot of people talking. And I want y'all to check it out. Said we need to boycott the immigrants. They made our lives harder. Yeah, that's what he said back in 2016. It's crazy because Dr. Claude Anderson said we need to start changing the laws of the immigration because it's hurting us. They even got visas where they put in people from India, people from the Middle Eastern. They can come over here on a visa and get paid for 6 months to a year and keep, redoing their visa. And not only that, y'all, we got people from South Africa right now. I'm finna get into that. They got people from South Africa right now that they are bringing to America. And it looks like they holding American flags, calling them South African refugees. So it's like they coming over here. I'm finna show y'all this video of them, and I want to know what y'all think about this. Let's get it.
The president told reporters Monday he admitted the refugees because of the, quote, genocide that's taking place. South Africa recently passed a new expropriation act, which aims to address historical land injustices established during apartheid. Now, South Africa's government strongly disputes Trump's characterization, saying there is no persecution of white Afrikaners in his country. Let's bring in Professor Ruth Hall from the University of Western Cape in South Africa for more.
Hold on, y'all. Let me get somebody from the culture that's speaking on this. That's the least I could do. Get somebody from the culture. If there is anybody from the culture speaking on it. But yeah, here we go. Trump trying to
from November 14th to 21st. We're inviting you to join us for a powerful trip to Ghana.
I just want to go over.
This isn't just a vacation. This is a chance to walk.
A lot of folks don't know that Trump cut taxes atrociously for the richest of the United States of America. They're the ones that disproportionately benefit from those tax cuts. Those tax cuts were meant to come to an end, guess when? 2025. So this whole notion of even Elon Musk's Doge and all that, where they was pretending like they was cutting stuff here and there, that's just to throw something out there to confuse us, to make us look like they were making up the difference to pay for these outrageous tax cuts that he gives to him and his buddies. So Trump is trying to hurry up and stick it to him before the expiration and make sure that they're good. Why? Because they're also the largest, some of the largest and disproportionate donors for him. And obviously, when he exits the White House, he wants them to be good while he's in office and when he leaves, including himself. Talk black to me, somebody. Now,
so think about it, y'all. We got South African people coming in. We already got immigrants that's here. A lot of them they're outnumbering us. It's like at some point, our businesses is gonna be all we got that we have to get set up. It's gonna be too much. It's gonna be too much other people, and they're gonna be shopping with their own. They ain't gonna be like us, being like, I'm gonna just spend my money wherever I want to spend my money. They ain't gonna do that. They know the value of that dollar, and they know to keep that dollar in their community. While we thinking spending with everybody gonna get us some money back, I don't think that's gonna work. But I
just wanted to throw that out there. These are the folks that's getting all these benefits. Now, I briefly told you yesterday. I'm going to have them pull up an article here in a minute, but before they pull that up, you could even do a research and you will find on Wikipedia type sites, AI online generated type sites and others that it says here, yes, white South African refugees, including Afrikaners, can be eligible for food stamps, also known as a Supplemental Nutrition Assistance Program, which is why, it's what's called SNAP, right? If they meet the general eligibility requirements for non-citizens. SNAP eligibility depends on income and resource limits, and white South African refugees are among those who can qualify according to the USDA.
So think about it. They're cutting back all the Section 8 housing, right? They're gonna give us some. Now we're gonna have to compete All of them people gonna have to compete. They're gonna bring other people from other countries. They're gonna be getting them Section 8, just like they did with them immigrants here when Biden was in office. They're gonna be giving these people places to stay, and they're gonna use them as a tool to gain wealth. But we're gonna be still here trying to spend money with everybody. It's like, what more do we need to see? You know what I mean? That we need to be spending all our money with our own self. We gonna have to stretch that money. That money's gonna have to stretch. We need to be serving a lot of the immigrants that's coming here. We need to be in their communities with stores. Like, yeah, man, what y'all want? Like, this is our time to think like that. But if we don't get on it, it's like they're gonna bring these people here, give them grants, give them all kind of stuff, and then we're gonna be sitting here like, damn. Look at South Africans building stores. They practicing group economics.
The Trump administration has recently brought a small number of white South Africans to the U.S. as refugees, and they are expected to support themselves quickly while finding work, according to NPR. Child, please. That leads to an article here from NPR about.
There's no way we should be letting people come in here, bro, and just build up their communities and build up they with group economics and pass us again, like the immigrants from Mexico and all of the Spanish countries already just did. It's like we can't have that happen again. We can't keep letting them people just making us fourth and fifth class citizens. We got to do something. We're gonna have to lock in some of this money.
How the first Afrikaners are granted a refugee status due to their arrival here, but these folks
stop buying food from people
are able to get SNAP benefits. Exactly. Now, I want to highlight something that some of you all, if you've been keeping up with some of my colleagues' work here on that and all that, you probably very likely are aware of some of what I'm about to say. But nevertheless, I want to say this about these fake white South Africans. These fake South white Africans. I'm reading from the AP report. Can we put that article up now from the AP? Thank you. The headline from this AP report says, "What to know as Trump brings a group of white South Africans to the U.S. as refugees." Of course, I'm going to skip through this because I want to highlight a couple of things here. It says here that it says it's the start of a larger relocation effort for members of the minority Afrikaner group who are being persecuted by their Black-led government because of their race. America, you suck. Anybody that's reading that, believing that, going along with that, and that's not outraged, y'all not out there in the streets when you thought it was the Venezuelans, when you thought it was the Haitian refugees. Y'all sent them back while they was in boats.
And do y'all know that it was some people that just killed a Black lady, 3 kids, like 13. It was some Spanish kids. They killed this Black lady. They tried to rob her. Should do a video on that, but that's letting you know it's getting that crazy out here. Like, they're bold enough now to be having fights in prison, robbing Black people. It's like, it's getting to the point that where it's like, we gonna have to start showing people we got. But also other races have their own grocery stores and don't eat and drink like us. Exactly. But we going through, some issues right now, and we don't understand what's taking place.
The reason why some of the Haitians fled is because America was mess making and assassinating their leadership out there. The 59 South Africans had their applications fast-tracked, as we already talked about, by the U.S. after President Donald Trump announced a relocation program in February. Now, this is the other thing he got the nerve to say, y'all. He said Monday that white Afrikaner farmers are facing, Trump said, a genocide in their homeland. Do y'all hear this? These are words he won't utter concerning the deletion of Foundation for Black Americans in the United States. This is stuff he won't say about them folks over there in the Middle East. But he says this about privileged, devilish white farmers from South Africa.
So do y'all feel like we facing genocide right here? I want to know what y'all think in the chat. Do you feel like it's a genocide that's going on? Our population stay at 13%. We don't let it's more Spanish people here in America than black people. Let me make sure of that. U.S. population of Spanish people. So it's 62 million as in 2020. And it's like 42 million of us, right? So they got about 20 million. They got like 10 million more Hispanics in the U.S. than us. And in 1960, they only had 4,000, says Claude Anderson. So it's getting spooky, man.
The Trump administration has taken an anti-migrant stance, suspending refugee programs and halting arrivals from other parts of the world, including Iraq, Afghanistan, and most countries in the sub-Saharan Africa. Refugee groups have questioned why the white South Africans are being prioritized. This is not, keep following me, family. I'm going to highlight something else. Of course, they say, well, of course, what we already know, that the South African government has said that the U.S. allegations that Afrikaners are being persecuted are completely false. The result of misinformation and an inaccurate view of his country is cited the fact that Afrikaners are among the richest and most successful people in the country, and said they're amongst the most economically privileged. Afrikaners are descendants. Y'all, this is part where I want y'all to really focus on. Some of y'all probably know this already, but I'm going to emphasize this over and over and over again, and I'm going to tell you why. Afrikaners are the descendants of mainly Dutch and French colonial settlers who first came to South Africa in the 17th century. These are Dutch folks. These are French people. This is Macron's folks. These are the people from the Netherlands. I'd like to be somebody. That's hopping from continent to continent, land to land.
Yeah.
Getting resources that don't belong to them.
Dang.
I don't even really want to move past this. These are Dutch people. These are French. This is Macron's people. This is what we need to start calling these folks. Quit throwing that Afrikaners out there because it's throwing folks for loops.
Mm-hmm.
We need to start calling them what they are. Trump got these Dutch people over here, the Hague folks. And Macron's and them people. This is who's getting our Social Security.
Y'all understand they're going to be giving them Section 8? The same Section 8 that they was giving black people? The expenses going to keep going up. It's like, it's going to force us back into like, poor, like it's going to be forced. So we got to do something, man. We got to do something.
There are about 2.7 million of them among South Africa's population of 62 million, which is more than 80% black. Many in South Africa are puzzled by claims that they are persecuted. Afrikaners are South Africa's largest white group and part of the country's everyday multiracial life. Many are successful business leaders and many serve in the government. Did y'all hear that? The people that they got over here are people that are business leaders and serve in the government of South Africa. Now, let me tell you something. The reason why I'm going to continue to speak on this is because I've been covering this for years before it even became a problem. Before anybody started acting like this was an issue, Vicky was covering stuff and y'all was wondering, what is the girl from Mississippi talking about this stuff for? Years before this took place, I was discussing the fact that they were plotting against South Africa in the foreign affairs house committees, that I was watching these long hearings. And I knew they was plotting. Now look at me real quick, family. And this is what I'm going to say. I said this then. And I believe that my intuition, based on information and belief, also supporting my intuition, and based on just this alone, is proving a point that I said earlier. I believe this is, I believe that this is something that the United States needs to be concerned about. What is that? Two of the groups of people that are here from these Afrikaners or Afrikaners, however y'all want to pronounce it, many of them are wealthy, they're business owners, and they're government leaders in South Africa, right?
Mm-hmm.
I personally believe that the reason why Trump is allowing them to come here lying about why, not only to make their life easy and cushy with all of these benefits that he's getting, stripping us of our benefits, and still refusing to give us what's due. I believe that they're going to be getting information about the South African government, likely classified, if not classified, at least highly sensitive information, that I believe that the United States and I believe that South Africa should keep in mind. I believe they want them to be here on the land so they don't have to worry about interruptions or interception with who's saying what. I believe they are willing to pass information about inside knowledge of the South African government. Now, I read not too long ago that President Ramaphosa is supposed to be here. I believe it's next week, meeting with Trump. Now, the reason I'm also saying this, family, is because if you follow my coverage for the past few years on South Africa before this was even an issue, I told you all that they were flying in even Black South Africans to talk crazy about their nation. And I told you all that some of the folks that was coming here to the United States from South Africa were meeting with Congress. And I told you it appeared that they were providing Congress with the particular narratives to give the U.S. government talking points on how to come against your own government. I sounded the alarm of how they were targeting not only President Ramaphosa, but they were dogging your former foreign minister, Dr. Naledi Pandor. How many of y'all remember that back-to-back coverage? Man. Now, I sounded the alarm then because what is South Africans over here doing, meeting with Congress folks, giving them information on your country? Are they passing classified information, sensitive information? Also, because they was plotting, trying to set up stuff. Are they giving them inside information about internal workings, about BRICS nations and who Ramaphosa and other government leaders are meeting with? Were they also some of the ones that helped to undermine the great Dr. Naledi Pandor when she was here on one occasion? Do you all know that the former chairperson of the Foreign Affairs Committee, Black conservative, do you know he ran from Dr. Naledi Pandor when she was trying to meet with his funny-looking self? Did y'all know that? She met with a number of diplomats. She met with a number.
So she been on this for a minute, right? So we got to take heed. You know what I'm saying? She's standing on FBA business. She from Mississippi. I think we got to pay attention to her. Because, listen, South African people waving American flags, you're not going to be able to tell. I mean, you're going to be able to tell from their accent, but you ain't going to be able to tell. They're going to be like people in the United States.
Different people while she was here, she was trying to meet with his funny looking self because he was one of the main ones that was dogging South Africa. And this is what was in the news. When I was covering it here on African Diaspora News Channel, I did notice, I think on one of the South African government's or one of their party platforms, they quoted the exact part of the hearing that I did right here on this network. That section of the hearing, they took that some of the exact parts that I discussed here. Right, they cropped that exact part from that hearing to sound the alarm.
And y'all know what's crazy? Where my mama live at, she had a next door neighbor and they was from South Africa. And they didn't sell the home, but they would have different families. Now it's starting to click. They would have different families come there. Like they would go back and there'll be another family come there. It'll be another family come there. And I used to always be like, what the heck going on? Like what are they doing? And it just used to be different people coming in there. So This now is making me like, that's weird. And it was from South Africa.
In y'all's country.
White people.
These are
Shout
not
out to you,
persecuted
Mickey.
people. These are business owners, some of them, and people that worked in the federal government. And I'm saying that we need to be looking at them
Shout out to you, Miss
and
Music.
seeing if they're following the law. And anybody that's inside the government that needs to be sounding the alarm and blowing the whistle where that's necessary. Talk back to me, somebody.
I'm with you.
You all know,
I'm
saying this too.
I'm riding with
that
them
Trump
too.
is obsessed with BRICS. Trump is obsessed with other members of the majority class that's not a part of the United States in the West. Are y'all listening? They're obsessed, particularly with BRICS. Remember, he kept talking about how he wanted to get rid of BRICS, and if you work with them and all that stuff, all the stuff he's going to do. Watch this. I believe that they are short on information, and they're desperate to know any moves, anything that the United States can rely on to continue to further undermine nations that are trying to develop or further develop. That's me speaking. Those are conclusions that I'm coming to, that I believe ought to be concerns. I hope y'all hearing me.
I'm with you. We got to get our finance in order. We can't.
As this article also says, what I said a few minutes ago, Afrikaners were the leaders of the apartheid system of white minority rule that ended in 1994. The article says, so what persecution is the U.S. alleging? Trump and his South African-born advisor, Elon Musk, I call him Elon Musty, have accused the South African government of having racist, anti-white laws and policies, but the claims of persecution and genocide center on a relatively small number of violent farm attacks and robberies on white people in the rural communities. I don't even think that that the newspapers need to be even writing that out there like that. The only thing they need to be writing about is the fact that these folks had the black South Africans in persecution. The hell I care about what they was. I don't care nothing about no 1 or 2 farms that don't even belong to you, land that don't belong to you in the first place. Land that you confiscated just a few decades ago that didn't belong to you. And you all said, hey, look, since we done, Mandela was president, it's over now. We get to keep all the stuff we stole. Golly gee, Bob. It's been since 94. We ought to be able to keep this with no problems.
So y'all see that they already been getting land over there. Now they want to further. Now they want to come over here and do, you know. So we got to compete with 62 million Hispanics here. They already passed us. We at 40. We in the 40 millions. They surpassed us from 1960 to now. They was at 4,000 people. Now they at 62 million. I don't think people understand like how serious that is, bro. Like that is serious. That's a lot of people, bro.
The U.S. alleges those attacks are racially motivated, and the South African government is fueling them by allowing anti-white rhetoric in politics and not doing enough to protect Afrikaner communities. The government has condemned the farm attacks, but says their cause is being deliberately mischaracterized. Violent attacks on farm owners in South Africa have been a problem for years, but represent a small percentage of the country's extremely high violent crime rates, which affects all races. The government says there is no target of white people, and farm attacks are part of its struggles with crime. Groups representing farmers have recorded around 50 or less homicides. I don't even care. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I don't. Why are we talking about this for? You were the aggressor at first. What are you talking about? Violent attacks? No, the people that say that's their land. The people that say that's their land that you own that don't belong to you. And the fact that even these newspapers, like the one that I'm just reading from you now with AP, the fact that AP isn't emphasizing that these are the colonizers.
They colonizing.
And they have stripped and continue to strip and impoverish the current black South African. The fact that that's not front and center in this piece is the problem that I'm having. Why are we I don't even want to talk about them like that. Y'all all right? Y'all all right. Y'all just fine. Remember, your business owners and government leaders on stolen land. That Vicky thinks we ought to be concerned about coming here because what sensitive information is it possible that you could be sharing with the government of the United States?
They're going to be telling them in the United States, y'all, this is how you could do it. This is how you can get more control. Man, make sure y'all hit that like button, push us on the algorithm. We got to spread this message out. You know, we got to come up with a plan for the people. It's getting spooky out here.
Because we know for sure some of y'all have already been over here, and there have already been credible reports that you were meeting with Congress people long before this. And I have already said that it was clear that you all were passing along some information to Congress folks, and they were taking their cues from you in terms of the narratives to push. And even some of the black folks that were over there, I think y'all had some of them, one of your media African ladies and a brother that was a part of some other organization. I think I covered him. I forget some of their names. Even them, they tried to make it seem like they were being neutral while they came, but just their presence alone was a catastrophe and a devastation. And to me, you were still working along with the U.S. government to come against them. How many of y'all remember? I ain't gonna stop talking about this either. A few years ago, the ambassador to South Africa, a black man named Mr. Briggity, I discussed him back to back here on this network. Look it up. He lied and said that South Africa was providing arms to Russia. And he didn't just make the lie. He said he would stake his life on that lie. And of course, at the time, he didn't call it a lie. How many of y'all know 5 minutes later, he tried to walk back that lie he told? But guess what? The damage was already done because of that label. That meant that other businesses and companies were prevented from doing business with South Africa, which had a catastrophic effect on their economy there. So he'd already done the damage.
What's today? Thursday?
And only a bootleg
call me Mickey.
But go out there and say they would stake their life. You can't work with a lying known government. When you know we lie and make up stuff about intelligence to go to war with everybody and say you're going to stake your life on it. You can tell he's somebody that was in school for political science and somebody saw him at a little debate or something. He won an honorable mention and they say, hey, we have an idea for a career in a few years. If you join us, we'll help you to be an ambassador to South Africa. And the teacher's funny looking self points into trust and to rely on a lying colonizing government like America even to take their talking points to where only a nut will go out there and say something that's dumb as, and I'll stake my life on it. I'm trying to see where the court is for the people to file a petition for what you said you was willing to stake on it, sir. And of course, sometime later, President Ramaphosa commissioned an in-depth investigation. Of course, the investigation found there was absolutely no arms to Russia, which we all knew that was a lie. But America was intentionally trying to disrupt your economy, you all. This is what I'm trying to tell you. This is one of the many phases of sabotage we intended against your country. Business. And so for the first time during your elections, this last election, right? For the first time, the ANC didn't get more than 50%.
Trail, what you think about them South African people coming over here, migrating, and they talking about they trying to they like refugees, they trying to help them out. They need to be talking about our money. But let's go.
Now, I'm not saying there's not problems in your country. Of course, there are problems in your country, legitimate problems domestically. But I knew some of those were being exacerbated on purpose because there were lobbyist groups and organizations that were working with outside foreigners to mess make in your country. And it worked to a degree to bring division.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to stop right now. I've said enough. Oh, no, I didn't. Last point, real quick. I made the point right there about food stamps and SNAP, right? There was an article I was reading from yesterday. I believe this is the one. I'm just trying to make sure I click on the right link. There was two different ones. One was the Office of Refugee Settlement. Be sure to check out my My broadcast from yesterday, fam. You can look this up. Just go to acf.gov, look under the section that says Office of Refugee Resettlement. And it's talking about the fact, about how on the section 2, where it says, are you an individual who has been granted refugee status to enter the United States? Under there, it says you may be eligible for federal mainstream non-or funded benefits such as cash assistance through temporary assistance for needy families.
Dang.
That's TANF. I just wanted to prove that point because that's what I put in the headline, that they're getting TANF and SSI among many other benefits.
Yo, that's why they.
It also says for supplemental security income, which is SSI, health insurance through Medicaid, and food assistance through supplemental nutrition assistance program, SNAP. Remember, I already said that during the previous thing, but I wanted to go further here with the website you can go to as well to read it. You may also be eligible for cash assistance, medical assistance, employment preparation, job placement, English language training, and other services through OR. This document focuses on the benefits and services that OR funds. I wanted to emphasize that, to let you all know this is how your government getting down right there in front of our faces. Foundation of Black Americans, we should not only be demanding reparations, we ought to be demanding tax write-off in the meantime while that's pending. All the stuff they get, we should be asking for that. In addition to we ain't asking for enough, is my point today.
I'm with them.
Sitting up here complaining. I'm not bringing this to you to say, look what they get, and not us only. I'm bringing this to your attention so that you can say that and take action. I'm saying we're not asking enough. We need to go all out. What some might consider to be outrageous, we're not asking for enough. I can't wait to hear what you have to say about it below, beloved. I have a free upcoming webinar this Sunday, absolutely free Sunday.
Man, I'm standing with that sister, man. I feel her. I feel her pain. She sees something coming and she trying to let us know about it. Yeah, Trev, they bringing everybody here to trying to, they trying to gentrify us. They trying to get up, they trying to have it to where we're going to be the 4th, 5th class citizens. I just played a video of Dr. Claude Anderson before her, and I played the smart guy. And Dr. Claude Anderson said in 1960, we had 4,000 Hispanics here. It's 2025 and we got 62 million. More than black people. And the black population been staying the same. So that's letting you know that they've been controlling our population, bro. They don't let us get to certain numbers. They're not finna let us get to 100 million. Here. We need land, money, and no more taxes, period. Yeah, we're going to have to take it, too. It don't seem like we can't be, can I please, we're going to have to do something more with our money. We're going to have to start boycotting. People need to start losing money. Our 1.8 trillion need to start going to us, and we're going to have to start having a financial boycott. We need to start a cause, y'all. We need to start a financial strike. I've come to the conclusion that the government gives a damn about what we asking for. They only respect what we take. Yeah, he did say that, bro. We'll be a permanent underclass. But everything he's saying coming to light. That's why I'm saying we got to do what he's saying. We have to get into where we put in. We got to make money so we can put money into this politics. That's what the Hispanics is doing. That's what all of the Indians are doing. That's what Elon Musk doing for the South African. He getting that money and he putting it into politics. We ain't putting no money into politics trying to control it. We got to act like we can control something. But that's what Claude Anderson said. We got to get money. We got to have our own media so we can speak to the people. Shout out to African they network, because they got their own news network. I think that's dope. But yeah, I did a video about black economics. A lot of people tapped in. A lot of people were saying a lot of stuff. I was talking to a lot of people about it. I was talking to Avatar about it, Trail about it. just like me speaking on black economics, group economics, and then the video went crazy. But it was much more bad feedback, even though I got a couple people that was, salute, but it was a lot of feedback where people discredit us. They feel like we so lost and we so messed up that we can't get it. We can't come together. Africa diaspora. Yeah. Mm-hmm. And yeah, they got an app. So they be doing their thing with the news for real. I gotta give them their props. And the FBA too. Mm-hmm. They be standing on FBA business. So gotta give them they salute to them. But man, I wanted to get y'all take, man, on, you know what I'm saying? What we gotta do to stop all of this. I just wanted to hear from y'all, man. I ain't, I was gonna drop a video, but I've been a little busy. Africa diaspora. But yeah, we in a tough position, man. Like I told y'all, 62 million Hispanics. They said that it's about to be a riot once lockdown ends over there in California jail where Tory Lanez got stabbed up. It's gonna be like a black versus Hispanic. It's gonna get crazy. So the brothers ain't taking that stabbing how they did that too lightly. It was a Spanish dude. But also a black lady died in I think it was South Carolina, something like that. It was some young Hispanic dudes killed her. They was like 13, 14, 15. Y'all it's getting crazy, man. And we got so many people that's not sticking together. They talking about black fatigue. They speaking for white people like, man, white people are tired of y'all. And I'm like, bro, I'm so disgusted, bro, with some of these people, bro. I think they need real discipline. They need to be disciplined. I could never go to jail in California. It's 75% Mexican, 12% black, 12% white. Dang. I mean, it is what it is, though. I could never go to jail nowhere, man. I don't care what it is, but shoot. It looks like, bro, for us to get where we got to get, we can't be scared to go. I tell you that much. Because people ain't giving us nothing. You heard? But I could never. You were just in California. Trail, you lucky, man. You ain't fit the description. Somebody pull you over and say, man, you was that dude that robbed the corner store. Nowhere. You feel me, man? What you mean? You a slave when you get locked up. Man, I've been there, so I know that feeling, man. So I already know, that ain't the place to be. But I couldn't imagine having a bunch of a whole nother race in them. Black people are 50%, 51% of the prison systems in the whole world. So that's telling you we used to be like 80%, 90%. But yeah, Trey, I couldn't go to jail in California, man. Where you could go to jail at? Where you could where you could do some time, man. Let me know that, man. Bro, down here in Florida, they around here beefing with cities. Like they stick together with what part of Florida you from. You got North Florida versus Central Florida and South Florida. So it's the same thing, but a different color. They beefing with, what part of Florida they from, bro, in the prison down here. So, but yeah, it's crazy, y'all, man. We gotta definitely make something happen, family. Because sooner or later, Spanish gonna be at 100. The Spanish gonna be at 100 million. That's why Trump trying to get them up out of here, get some of them up out of here. But they're gonna try to keep us at that 40 something million. We've been at that 40 something million since the 50s. The 60s, the 70s. It's like they're not. It's some reason our population is not growing, bro. You know what I'm saying? Our population is supposed to been growing. We supposed to been at 100 million, bro. Easy. But y'all got Haitians, Cubans, Dominicans, Jamaicans, all type of people in Florida. Yeah, but let me tell you something. It's people we don't know that the Americas was really our land. Like this was our land completely, bro. It ain't have no white people, no nothing. It was our land and it was a language. Then it's different continents bought parts of it, like the Spaniards, the French, different people had different parts of the America, bro. And that's what we seeing now is different cultures coming in. It's just they done took it, bro. We don't own nothing in the Americas no more. And that was Canada. We had Mexico. Like I showed y'all the video where the lady said we owned everything from Mexico, bro, to Canada. The whole America was all of that was ours. Our race gotta love each other. We don't want to even make babies anymore. 15% of our female population is studs. And that's all by design too, bro, because our numbers not growing. They keeping us at 13%. It's like, how they doing that? It's like, how we staying at the same numbers, bro, year after year? That don't make no sense. Them people got a hold of something. Do y'all think they are lying about our population? It could be. They could be. We don't know the exact numbers, but we got a lot of Spanish people over here. I tell you that much. It's crazy. Every city I go to in Florida, I see some people on the truck doing work. You go on the highway right now. You ride on the highway right now, I-95. You're going to see a truck with about 5, 6 Mexicans in there. With ladders and tools and all kind of stuff, ready to get on a roof or something. Could be like, dang. Every time I'm riding in the neighborhood and I see people doing roofs, I see the Spanish crew. Be about 18 of them doing work. So it's like at some point, bro, they only want us selling their drugs and all this. In my old town, they say it was 50-50, but we know it's way more black people than they say. I mean, we don't even do our own census, though, bro. We don't even know. We don't really know, like, we ain't doing our own numbers. Like, we got to do our own number. Blacks being hired. Right, Herschel. Ain't no blacks being hired, bro. They want us selling them drugs. Like, people think, this is why I don't like what Antoine Daniels be saying. Antoine Daniels be talking about something. They want to sell drugs in the community. It's like, bro, the dude name is Gary Webb. He did a investigation and he proved that the CIA had parts into the gangs and into the drugs being transported over here. They took him out. Gary Webb, everybody can research this. He was exposing the CIA for having connections to the drugs being shipped over here and having connections to the gangs. It's like they doing a number on us, bro. A lot of us are not accounted for. Yeah, he is. Then what I'm saying is proven facts that these people have us over here selling drugs, bro. We didn't know nothing about drugs. We didn't know how to make that stuff. Like, how we know what's going, like, come on, bro. We ain't even doing the right stuff here in America. Where we get all these guns from and switches and all of this stuff, bro? This ain't, I'm saying, y'all, they run it. They doing something, bro. They know what they doing. We just don't have a clue. But they took out all of the jobs that was in high school. Like my dad was like, when he was in high school, bro, they had mechanics, trades. They had where you could be an electrician. You could be like, you can learn right in school how to do like tradesman work. They took that out. And then the drugs came in. So now in the 80s, like, you know, they wanted us selling drugs. They wanted a lot of us selling drugs, being violent, being on gang time, being like, you know, they were programming us, bro. That's why we're at where we at today. He put, yeah, they found Gary Webb with 2 bullets in his head and said he committed suicide. You see what I'm saying? See, when them white people start exposing the other white people, they go to taking them out, bro. They don't be playing with them. So I don't like when people act like we be selling drugs in our communities. Like we like this wasn't something that was programmed and by design where they're pushing for this. And that's what Antoine Daniels, a lot of people, Officer Tatum, they'll talk about the black community like we put ourselves in this position. No, bro, we are at war against. These people are conspiring and doing group economics against us. He said, man, when I was in high school kids used to work at McDonald's. It's crazy, man. Bro, I remember in high school, that's when they took out the auto. We still had the warehouse where they had it to where they had where you could fix on cars, and they stopped that. But at my high school, I remember seeing the little things where you can pull up and fix on cars, but they weren't doing that no more. You know? So it's like, I'm like, dang, we used to see these little empty little car things. They took all the trade stuff out of the school, bro. You used to can get locked up and go to jail. And you used to can learn how to be a plumber. You used to learn how to be an electrician. You had trades you can get while you was in there. All that stuff is dead. He put, I remember that. Salute. B1 FBA family. Appreciate y'all tapping in, man. Y'all, we got to come together and make it happen, man, because if we look at the timeline, like I told y'all from the 60s, they said there was only 4,000 Hispanic people in America. We were still at millions and millions. And now they at 62 million right now. And now they trying to bring other people in. We got the Indians over here. We got the Chinese over here. We got Middle Easterns in the corner store. It's like, it's getting too crazy. It's getting too crazy, bro. It's at a point now where it's like, we have to start chastising people and like calling them out for even spending dollars at these corner stores, bro. We can't do it. They have used police brutality, medical industry, mass incarceration, denying us opportunities, brainwashing music and media. It's a slow genocide. The illegals took over all contracts. Yeah, for real, bro. They even got people with visas, y'all, that come from Middle East, that come over here and work and be engineers and all of these type of businesses. They're getting their work from across the seas now. We used to have factories here that made cars. We used to have manufacturing plants right here in America to where black people worked at. You know, it's like it's just getting worse and worse and worse and worse. It's like we have to starting our own stuff, bro. It's getting to that point that where it's now or never. And some people got good jobs or they work for white institutions, but we got to start frowning on that. We got to start being like, yeah, you paying your bills and stuff, but we need to start setting up our stuff and we need you working over there because eventually they gonna cut you off, like, you know what I'm saying? And then it's gonna hurt worse. Like, even if you got a system or a job you got to be looking towards, we got to be building our own stuff. So we got secure jobs because it don't take nothing for them people to just let you go. And then we at square one. We got to deny the drugs and stop being so fast and money hungry. Yeah. I'll walk a few blocks until I see a black face. I walk a few blocks until I see it. Blackface. Yeah. Yeah, William. They want to be drug dealers because they programming them, bro. That's why we gotta watch what our kids say. You know, it's people that come over here and be like, "Don't watch the TV because it's programming." You know what I mean? They understand the codes. Like it's certain stuff you can't tap into. You can't buy no food from the corner store because that food ain't. That food is for black. That food is for poor black people. We gotta be like that, bro. We ain't buy them people who be in the corner stores, bro. They don't even sell. They don't even buy that food or eat that food, bro. Them Middle Easterns, bro, they be having their own grocery stores. They go out and get food. They don't eat none of that stuff in there that they selling in the hood, bro. We got to stop our kids from going in there and people from going in there and buying it. You know what gets me upset? I be seeing people go to the corner store and they playing lotto, bro. Do y'all know how much black people is pretty much, it's white people that play it too, but black people spend most of their money on lotto, bro. Thinking they trying to hit. It's just crazy, man. We got to start making codes and standing on it. It's like, it's people, bro. Our people is spending, the average person is spending like, I think it was like $300 a month on lotto. So, man, we messed up, bro. It be making me so mad to see all them black people, bro, in the line. And I know y'all ain't hitting on nothing, bro. Like these people taking y'all money, bro. It's like my dad used to play that. He used to be telling me, like, bro, why you don't play lotto, bro? I ain't never played the lotto, bro. But my dad be like, damn, why you don't play? I'd be like, bro, I don't, nigga, I'm seeing all y'all talking about trying to hit the lotto, bro. And I already, somebody put that in my head, like, bro, you got a better chance at hitting the lotto. So I was feeling like it's just a dead circle, bro. It's a dead end. But our people are brainwashed to think that that's the only way they're going to get rich, bro. We can easily use that money. Listen to y'all. We can easily use that money and tie it together. And we'll be having businesses and stuff. We spend money on the stupidest stuff, bro. It's aggravating, bro. It's aggravating because I be wanting so much better for my people, bro. So you need to be the neighborhood numbers, man. If it was from us, see, back in the days, bro, we had our own numbers, man. And we was getting money, but they wasn't doing nothing good with the money bringing for the people, bro. Like, and they took them out. But, bro, we got to stop everything. Y'all don't understand. We got to start a movement that where you do not spend your money with nobody. We can't do it no more. It's not gonna work, bro. We gotta ban. We gotta boycott until we build our own stuff up and be like, okay, look, everybody put in $50. Y'all see how we ran up $500,000 for Carmelo? We need to be running up that money. Okay, boom, we getting this. Okay, boom, we getting this. I got a friend who spends over $600 a month in lottery tickets. Can you imagine what she doing in 10 years, bro? That's $60,000, bro. Imagine in 10 years, bro, you spent 60 bands and you ain't get nothing. In 10 years, you spent 60 bands and them people ain't give you nothing. Bro, it's robbery. I'm telling y'all, they robbing us, bro. I guarantee you don't see none of them. You don't see no other people playing the lotto, bro, but black people. Name me. Do you think them Chinese people come over here and play the lotto? What people you think out here playing the lotto, bro? I doubt it's any black-owned casinos, bro. And if they is black-owned, they probably Divine Nine. Don Barden was the first African-American to own a casino in Las Vegas, acquiring 3 Fitzgerald casinos in 2002. The casinos were located in Tunica, Mississippi, Black Hawk, Colorado, in downtown Las Vegas. Don Barden's company, the Majestic Star LLC, later filed for bankruptcy protection in 2009. While not currently listed, the Sahara Las Vegas is certified minority-owned business. So we got one. Nah, Mexican play lottery more. 30 tickets in the 12-pack of Modelo. I don't be seeing them in them lines, bro. Buy land, build a hospital, a school, farming. Yeah, bro. We spending our money on lotto, though. We spending our money on... It's like we got to get a group to set a trend. We got to start setting a trend. Got to watch the minority-owned crap. Yeah, bro, that minority-owned stuff they be pimping, bro. It's so many roadblocks, ain't it? Like, now I'm understanding how deep it is, bro. This ain't nothing to be playing with right now. You know? This is nothing to be playing with. Nah, only casinos in California are owned by natives. Bro, and them Indian people that they got, that ain't even, they done robbed us with them. Them people done migrated here, bro. Them ain't real people that's indigenous to the land. They ain't. Bumpy had the numbers, an FBA owner, property housing estate fronts in Harlem. When he did it and had no drug policy, punishable by death. Yep. Bumpy Johnson. Yeah, Bumpy Johnson was one of the leaders. of that. But y'all, our numbers is dwindling, bro. You know, we're gonna have to put money together, buy land and acquire hospitals, health, food. We're gonna have to boycott stuff. And everybody gonna follow us. Like if we do that, let me tell you something. If we have our own things and start, we're gonna attract people. People are gonna want to see us. People are gonna want to, you know what I'm saying? We the America, bro. Everybody else is came over here. They just trying to fit in. Yeah, black people been gambling, not going to be able to stop that. Yeah, but we need to gamble in the right way, bro. Instead of this gamble, we can make like I ain't even trying to stop all of the money from gambling. Just give me like 40 to 50%. And let's put this to good cause, bro. We need to come up with the 10 commandments. You need to come up with some commandments, bro. No gambling, no spending at the corner store until we get, not ever, until we have to get our certain institutions right. We can't be wasting on our money like this. This is why we wasting $2 trillion a year. I don't know where we getting all this money from to waste like this here, bro. But I thought about that before. Mm-hmm. Yeah, we got to come up with the commandments. Stay on laws. I was watching Cam Newton and Nuri. I forget that he's a Muslim brother, and he was like they got 16 laws that they gotta go by, and it was like that's how they do business in the Nation of Islam. We need to figure out how did we get Khan out of the Freedmen's Bank and get it back. Yeah, they conned us out of that, bro. He definitely got us out of that. But bro, we got $2 trillion that we're spending every year. Do you know how much money that is, bro? Like if we turn right now and was like how these other nations, these people from the other nations is, bro, that is a lot of money, bro. We weren't conned out of the bank. They were burnt and funded by the government. Yeah. Yeah, we overspend our disposable income. That's what I'm saying. That's all we got to get people to understand, bro. We be too individualistic. People try to be individuals. What I'm gonna make, I gotta make sure I make my money. You get what I'm saying? Like you go talk to black and they don't have no type of pride for their people. It's like we don't. It's sad, bro. The Democrats gave our freedom bank. Yo. But I want to hear some ideas from y'all. What do y'all think, bro? Like knowing this information we know, right? We know gambling, we spend a lot of money. We know they bringing a lot of people over here from other countries. They diluting us. We know we spend about $2 trillion a year. You know what I'm saying? People don't spend that much money. I want to know, what are the Hispanics spending? What? How much are Hispanics Yeah, they spending. Dang, they spending 2 trillion. It's projected to be at 2.7 trillion. So they got 20 more people than us, bro, and they spending around the same money. That's letting you know we overspending, bro. We just spending on nonsense. Motherfuckers walking around here with Louis Vuitton, Gucci, trying to act like they rich. They done closed down the vegan restaurants, bro. I can't even go to a black vegan restaurant around here no more. Our restaurants don't even stay long. We don't even like. It's frustrating. Masons had a lot to do with all the FBA dismantling Divine Nine and all of the secret infiltration societies. Yeah. Because remember, it's 13% of us and what, 40 million of them? Yeah, it's 40. I think we got like 45 million. They got 62 million though. And we spending the same amount of money. Dr. Clark laid it all out in Powernomics. We have to have an area of town and all cities where we spend majority of it, all of our money. A black financial district. I like that idea, bro. You just said something. That's what I needed. I needed a little spark. A black financial district, bro. We catch you spending your money outside of here, it's consequences and repercussions. Whatever happens to you, like yeah. Great job, Black Talent Beats. I appreciate that, bro. I need to hear that. Yeah. Every area, we need our own district. You know what I'm saying? And we need to have the best prices. So we need to shop with other people too. I mean, not we don't need to shop with other people, but we need other people to shop with us. You know, we need other people to shop with us. So we need to have good prices. We need to be able to beat the market. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, every weekend we went to the black markets and spent all our money and it came back to us. Then we need the money for certain things they donated to us. Yeah, I think that's what we need to do, fam. Financial district. Yep. It could be encoded so they don't got to know what it is, bro. But we telling our people what it is. But we want everybody to shop there, but it's coded up like, yeah, bro, look, it's us. But we want a lot of dollars. You know what I'm saying? We just know to spend our money there. And everybody gonna be like, damn, you heard about that financial district? Yeah, they got good prices. They got everything there. Man, we gotta go tap in. Right. We can't let them know. We have to be coded. That's why we just listen. There's businesses that you don't even know who running it, bro. This is why we got a good small group of people that we can be able to do something like that and inform the people. And then you don't even know what's going on, but it's just pumping. It's like, man, you heard about the district over there? That thing is swinging. And then I think that's how we gonna come up, bro. People will come. Yeah. We have to start selling to everybody. But everybody but we spending all our money with us. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I think we could do it, y'all. We gotta come together, man. We have to come together, man. Make sure y'all, if you're not, I appreciate all y'all for y'all. I needed this, cause I'm so tired of seeing us get played, bro. I'm sick and tired of seeing us get played all the time. I can't keep doing it. Mm, I can't keep doing it. Control V. I'll put in. Yeah. I'm with you. I mean, yeah, no. I mean, you can say it's investing. You can, yeah, you can. You can pretty much say that. You can pretty much say that. In the stock market, yeah, because them people run it. But what's not gambling is if we put our business, let's say we come up with a financial district and we come up with we come up with a stock and we put it on the market and we let our people know to invest in our stocks. You get what I'm saying? That won't be gambling. She put I'll put in. All right. Aisha said she in. Kazia said she in. Y'all, we just have to listen. This is what we gonna do. We need to have consistent talks about this at least 2 to 3, at least a couple times a week where we all talking and it could be like where I could do something with StreamYard where we can talk and we can be on video and we could put stuff together. I like the financial district where we have a lot of things, you know. And you're right though, William. It is. If you look at it, we could be spending that money on tangible stuff. Like we could be putting all our money on like, okay, our financial district, where we got the corner store, we got everything you need. What everything our people need, bro. Save it for the Discord. Watch your mouth. Yeah. All right, Mickey, I got you. Listen, y'all come into the Discord if y'all haven't. We're gonna meet and talk. Let me get that off. Cause we got people that's in. I like that. Shout out to who came up with that, bro. Black Talon Beats. You need to join in our Discord, bro. I put the Discord right there because we got to put our heads together, y'all. I'm sick and tired of being sick and tired, man. Man, you know. Mm. But yeah, I like that idea, man. I like that idea. I think that's what we got to do. I'm watching it. I'm joining now. Oh man, appreciate you, bro. I like that. Like we all in different areas too, y'all. So we can all like make sure the financial district is at our spots too. Like I definitely think that's something that we got to do. Okay, I'm gonna save it for the Discord, Nikki. But yeah, y'all, this was a good one. We got that out the way. We're gonna go into the Discord and speak on times that we're gonna have just a 30-minute conversation, y'all. Let's get a warehouse and online store. Exactly. All that, William. We need that, bro. We need to get a warehouse. Then we need to get the district, like he's saying. We got to have an area that where, we have our little booths. We have our little, and that's how we rocking, you know. I think that's a brilliant idea, bro. That's the only way we gonna be able to. And then we gotta go door to door and let our people know, look, do not shop. I don't care if they got some water and you thirsty as heck. No, do not spend your money. I don't care what it is. Do not. Yeah, man, them containers, y'all. Them 20, I got them. It's 20-foot containers. They selling for like 15. I put it in our chat. They like 1,500, y'all. Like you can get 4-5 containers and build a house, bro. And cost you like $9,000-$10,000. Man, washing powder and all. Bro, I'm talking about anything. I don't want a dollar coming out. Like all money in. We ain't doing this, man. Listen. All money in. Start with the black census in our community. Right. Wherever we from, we need to know how much people we got. We need to know how much money we can generate because we can't go off of their numbers. We got to have a census. We got to have people that's telling people you can't spend here. You know, I'll be putting belt the ass out there too. Look, what? Don't let me catch you spending at these places and keep canceling trader. Why not set it up on the Africa Diaspora new channel? Bro, we can reach out to them. I'm all for it. Like, we got to link with people that's already linked and spread the knowledge. Like, I'm for that. We need to come up with our congregation, bro. So we know what we dealing with. We know the positions we got. And then we can move forward. Like, okay, everybody is in a department that's doing something. That's about the main goal. And then we also reaching out to people. And then we making the moves we got to make. You know, it's either that, bro, or we're gonna be working for these people that's coming over to the country. You know, it's either this, bro, or we gotta. That's what we can advertise at. You see how we getting heads to come together? I'm telling y'all, if we keep talking and we keep having our conversations, we're gonna be on point. We're gonna come up with the strategies. Our ancestors' blood is in us. We're gonna be able to do it. But I like what you said, Mickey. We need a census. We need an education. Yeah, everybody ain't our friend, but at this point, bro, it's like life or death, bro. We gotta understand everybody ain't our friend. We gotta vet, but we losing it, bro. Like, it's people coming over here, setting up shop, getting jobs, getting Section 8, getting grants, getting money. It's like we can't keep running around here asking them to give us our reparations, and they ain't, you know what I'm saying? They bucking us. And we ain't ready to go to, we got to use this $2.8 trillion, and then we can start making sure they pay us, But my point is, let's use this let's get this 2 trillion. Yeah, we ain't got no friends. We're trying to take control over this 2 trillion. That's more than enough money for us to do what we got to do. Even if we got to go door to door to our people. Look, y'all cut that out. Tell some of these people y'all got to donate. Whatever we got to do, man. I got some ways that where we can make money with my business in other areas where y'all at. I was talking to Trey about that. We got ways that where we can generate income. We just got to come together. So this was a good one, man. This was soul quenching. This was good. I'm writing this stuff down, and I like that people joining in the group. So the biggest ideas I take from this, and we're gonna keep it on the app, we're gonna keep it on the Discord. We got to reach out to Africa Diaspora. Okay, so they could, spread our message through them. Yes, we need a board of directors, census, funding, and to say hell no. Yeah. That's what we need. We need to come up with our board of directors. We're basically the board of directors, y'all. We got to have our board, and we got to be in different departments. Facts. We can't even get along with our own at times, but them days is changing. It's we stick together, we get extinct from these new people coming in. Potluck. Yeah, man. So, man, I appreciate y'all, bro. Love y'all so much, man. Y'all don't understand. Let's get to it. I like the energy. I'm loving the energy. Let's keep it in the group chat. But I like the big thing, the takeaway is the financial district. We need stores. We need to be we got to be able to generate our own money too for us. So we know what we can generate and grow it. So it's some things that we got to do, come together with, and we going to do it, man. For real, y'all. We going to do it. We just got to come together. Shout out to the people who just joined the chat. Why Snoop Dogg just checked Flabby Joe? Yeah, I got to get on that, man. You know, anytime I can stay on Fat Joe neck, I want to stay on his neck. Disrespecting my FBA ancestors. I don't like that. I don't take too kindly of that. But I'm gonna check that out, man. Just tap back into the show. Okay. Man, you just missed a whole lot we was talking about, bro. Dang. That it's like you missed the whole show. But it's all good. But yeah, y'all. 12:59, man. This was a good show. Shout out to the new people that just joined in. Trev, you covered it. I've been gone for about 15, 20 minutes. Dang, bro, that was the most powerful 15, 20 minutes. I don't like we was getting it in, bro. We came up with some stuff to change the world, Craig. No, not yet, Mickey. About to though. I'm gonna see what it's hitting for. You know, I like giving it to Fat Joe. The fat joke. He missed out on it. Good discussion. For real, man. Shout out to you, Herschel, man, for tapping into that group too, man. And we got to do this 2-3 times a week, man, in the Discord. There's some real positive information that I needed. I needed to hear that. Now I see it. I see the vision, bro. I see the vision. For sure. Alfonso Davis, shout out to you, brother. I hope you were tapped in. But some good stuff was said, man. You just joined the group too, man. So we trying to do this, man. FBA business. We standing on business. Salute. Any call-ins? Nah, we ain't had no call-ins. We was just, discussion. It was a good discussion, man. Good ideas coming together. Good things coming together. I feel good. I feel good about the people. Salute. For real, man. Appreciate everybody who just joined into the group. So we gonna definitely, man, y'all look, we're gonna be getting it in. It's a lot of people doing a lot of things, so they self, but it ain't nothing like we're gonna have to put our pride to the side and come together. No call in. He changed tactics on the fly. For real. Ain't nobody call in. I took the number down, man. My ideas was coming. We were talking, just that quick, man. No worries. Yeah, but Alfonso, man, I like what you're doing too, man. You trying to you doing some good work, bro, with your stay at home businesses that you put me on. So definitely, man, want to get you get your situation out there. But yeah, y'all, we got to stick together, man. We all we got, man. Got a lot of people trying to flood the country, take our resources. You know, they already took down all our pyramids our ancestors made out here. So we got a lot of work to do. So I want y'all to go into the Discord and pick a good time. Give me 3 times that work for y'all. Okay? Give me 3 days and the times. I think this time is good for everybody, like late night. So if we could just have a day where we could just talk for 20, 30 minutes, y'all, that'll be perfect. Put some ideas together. Self-preservation is key. We need to get our funds up so we could do some of these expenditures. I don't want to have to be asking the government for money. We need to be able to come together and make money with each other and put money to our ideals. But yeah. Dang, Mickey, talking about I change tactics on the fly, man. What you trying to say? But yeah, y'all. You put okay. Yeah, y'all please do that, man. Give us the times. Some good time. I think this is around 12. I think everybody be tapped in on my lives around this time. So I think this time it's pretty much a good time in my opinion. We just gotta figure the days. Just be 20, 30 minutes. Boom, 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 little power talks. I want to know what everybody good at too. I want to know like everybody talents. So we know like, who's good at what. You know how you do when business come up. What? For real, everything get cut off. Should our people teach their kids to be politicians so they can get some laws changed for us in the future? Fam, we're gonna have to pay politicians. We gotta get that $2 trillion in control. And then I think we can it's 10:04 where I'm at. Okay. We need to know that too, y'all. I'm sorry. We need to know like your time zones. Cause it may be, I know with people over there in California like Tania, shoot, it's dang 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock. You know what I'm saying? So Kazia, you over there in the you over there on the west side. Where you at? Seattle? Kazia, what city? Where you out of? You in Cali? Dang, you 10:05. Okay, you in Cali. I got you. Man, it's 1 o'clock in the morning over here in Florida, man. Got you. Pacific Coast time. My boy William in Milwaukee. Shout out to the Milwaukee Midwest. Yeah, so we got to understand that too. When you get at times, we got to know like, the time zones. But shout out to the DMV area. Man, I'm trying to put down games so I know that we can get my water system going to where it could generate some money for the family, for this whole situation, I got some strategy too. That political arena gets tricky. Teach your children to be B1, then shape their prospects for the future. Salute. Yeah. Yo. CLT 704, where y'all at? What's CLT? I don't know what that man name. Yeah, I don't trust. Yeah, I just don't trust the I don't trust the power they try to get into the politics, bro. They'll throw out people a bag. But I think I'm gonna go into the chat. I think I'm gonna go into Discord and like go live and give some links to where I can record it on StreamYard and we can have it on recording, and I could drop it in the Discord so we can go over it. So that's my hopes. But man, I appreciate y'all, bro. I appreciate y'all. But to know that we got people in Cali, Midwest, DMV, the Carolina, Virginia. I'm the only Floridian. That's crazy, bro. That's good though, cause we got people everywhere else. So, Herschel, where you out of? Herschel, you out of Cali too? I forget where you put. You 10:05. You on the West Coast. Make a wet transfer link for the pre-record. Okay. BMOs. What's up, man? I sound like I'm from Carolina. That's crazy, bro. No, man, I ain't from the South Cackalack. I'm from the South though, but I'm from South Florida, California. Okay. Shout out to Cali, man. Y'all, we got the whole US covered, bro. We got the Midwest, we got the East Coast, we got down south. Only place I'm missing where I don't see us at is Texas. We ain't in Texas right now. I don't got nobody that, tap in that's from Texas. Long Beach. Shout out to you, man. Yeah. B. Amos, where you out? Where you out of, man? B. Amos, you must be in South Carolina, bro. We flooded in the Carolinas, y'all. Not yet. Yup, right. There you go, Alfonso. Not yet. But I figure once we don't got to be in every state, but once we got enough people that cover enough area that once we get things going in our cities, I think we'll be straight. South Carolina, but live in Georgia now. Okay. You right there up the road. GA. But yeah. You got Mickey up there in Detroit. So Milwaukee. How far is Milwaukee by Detroit or no? Milwaukee is kind of by Chicago, right? FBAs are spread it out. Yeah, we spread it out, Kazil. Yeah. See, I sound like I'm from South Cackalack. That's what's up, man. But yeah, we finna be holding it down, man. We finna get to it. One thing for sure. We ain't in North Dakota. Bro, that state got the lowest amount of black people, bro. North Dakota, South Dakota. Wyoming. They got a little bit of black people out there. Not far from each other, but mad cold on the Great Lakes. Okay. Never ever been to Milwaukee. Okay. Montana, yeah. We in North Dakota. Yeah, it's people in North Dakota now. It's not a lot of black people. I think the most black people, what was it, Trev? What city the most that we got the most black people in? I think it's like Texas and Florida. If I'm not mistaken. Let me tell y'all. Yeah, it's Texas. It's Texas, then Florida. Y'all. No, I'm talking about state. Like, right. But we can't trust these numbers. So in 2020, Texas had 3.9 million residents. Other states with large black population is Florida with 3.7. So Texas got 3.9 and Florida got 3.7. Yeah, you put Texas, Florida, Georgia. Yeah. So, and then it's 3 probably with New York, 3 with a little bit of other places too to get us to 40. But yeah, Texas, Florida is where, that's where we at. Heavy. New York got most blacks per capita in Memphis. Yeah, oh, you resided in the Bronx, the BX. Mm-hmm. Dope out though. That's what's up. Yeah. So I wrote some notes down, man, but I want y'all to be looking for it in the chat. Remember, a lot of us FBAs don't fill out that census. That's one of our goals, Mickey, is to do a census. We got to know, we have to know our numbers. He said it's been a while since I seen the Chocolate City. That's true. I filled out the census March 13. Yeah, we need to fill out our census and we need to understand, we need to have our local, we need to have a database of where our people have businesses. And then we need to have our district to where, like, look, this is where we at. But New York is Tether Haven. Yeah, man. BMO said, I remember in 2008, South Carolina was like 56% black people. Just last year, it's 32% black people. But somebody lying. Yeah. Yeah, William from New York, man. He know about the tether population out there now. They are mad way off codes in NYC. Yes, I know. Tether hell. He said tether heaven for real. I was about to do a video, y'all, on why they call FBAs radical and extremists. Probably gonna drop that tomorrow. More like tether hell. Mm-hmm. Yeah, but bro, South Carolina I don't even think South Carolina, they don't have a lot of population there. It's a lot of land. So like New York, Georgia is number 3 with 3.45 million. Then New York. So the top 4 is Texas, Florida, Georgia, New York. And that's like dang near third. Yeah. They be lying on us, bro. You ain't heard nothing a FBA did to nobody that was a hate crime or anything. But they talking about we extremists, we radical. Like, bro, why y'all lying on us? Mm-hmm. New York City amongst got as many black people as the whole state. Yeah. Carolina only got a couple million people, bro, in the whole state, bro. they not populated like that. South Carolina got 5 million people in the whole state, bro. Fat Joe started the narrative. That's what I'm saying. Off of nothing. Like you ain't got no evidence of anything being done to anybody. You don't got no evidence, bro. You got some of these guys on YouTube be just it just be saying stuff like, what is you talking about, bro? Need to get disciplined, bro. Like, for real. That's why South Carolina's so clean and it isn't even populated at all. Yeah, it ain't populated, bro. He put my hometown has 300 people. Bruh, that's crazy. I heard them whites have black fatigue. Man, they done freaking colonized that name that black fatigue word. Aisha said we literally trying to survive. Shout out to South Carolina. I heard them white folks have black fatigue. Yeah, we finna get on that this weekend. Talking about they got black fatigue. They colonized the same, bro, a black fatigue. Yeah, man, we gotta survive together. Straight up. South Carolina ranks 5th in the U.S. for highest percentage of African American residents. Man, black people saying it. Bro, I'm so tired of that Columbus discovered America crap, bro. Ain't no dang Columbus discovered nothing. He stole. He was a thief. They were pirate robbers, bro. Taking stuff from people. They don't want to say that in the history book. Mm-hmm. I heard the term black fatigue for the past 2 to 3 weeks, bro. I'm so sick of them using that, bro. Yeah, South Carolina literally is where I'm gonna say the South because Florida got some historic history. Carolina, Mississippi, like FBA's is, we really the whole America is ours, y'all. I don't even want y'all to act like from Mexico was ours to all the way up top, man, to Canada. That was all our people's land. And we migrated everywhere, because like I put in that video, we got the oldest DNA. Our DNA traced back here to this land. So it's like, this is where we came here and then people populated and, we got the oldest bloodline. So for real. You know what I'm saying? That's our land. Bro, it's like you having an older brother. Whoever's the oldest, they've been around the longest. We've been around the longest. So it's pretty much everything we populated the planet first, bro. It's crazy. I'm saying this, but we traveled around everywhere first. Like, yeah. It's like that's why they don't put us in that and they don't tell us about that because we got the oldest dated history. Mm-hmm. Exactly, bro. The whole continent is like it started with us. You know what I'm saying? It started with us, and then everybody came around. You know what I'm saying? They are little bros. Everybody, our little bros, we've been stomping around advanced. That's why we got the advancements, because we done been around for so long that we done did things. So they don't want us, they don't want people to know that. It's like if you get two kids right now and one is 18 years old and you got a 5-year-old, a 6-year-old, and a 7-year-old. We like that 18-year-old that, they already know how to cook, drive cars, and do everything. And everybody else is 5, 6. They just learning how to read and write. It's like, that's how it is, bro. Like, we've been around for so long that we're so advanced. Our people did so much. They was advanced. They had pyramids. They had systems. They created a lot of stuff. And that's why they don't want to really give us no credit for nothing. Because they want to hijack it and want to act like we just now at the bottom of the barrel. We don't know what to do. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm with y'all, man. But yeah, we finna show everybody, y'all. Creators and inventors. That's why you see here in America, everything is like they the first to do things. They the leaders. That tells you something. We was enslaved by war. It took witchcraft to finally get us. Then it was sealed with the Statue of Liberty. Black fatigue is about black people being tired or stressed out from systematic racism. Now the meaning is being twisted like woke. The Lenape Native American tribe. Yeah, we are literally under hypnosis. Straw man. Yeah, they got us, man. But that's what we here for, exactly. That's why all eyes be on us. Everybody in FBA business. They want to know every move we make. Our people can't live without FBA. Yeah, other people can't live, of course. Because we the trendsetters. It's like they watching because they know, and they got the sauce. They got the inner knowledge. The knowledge is in their blood. They already know that. They can't just leave these people alone and mind their business because they know we're going to excel. We like them kids that been around for too long. We're going to excel. But, hey, y'all, this was a good talk, man, today. But we're going to have more of these talks. We're going to talk about everything. Stay tuned to the chat, the Discord. We poop too loud and they trying to smell it. That nigga Trail, shout out, man. For real, man. Listen, everybody, y'all have a good night, man. I appreciate all y'all for tapping in. Y'all make sure y'all hit that Discord, bro, because that's what we gonna be talking about, how we gonna put these plays together. And have our little meeting. We're gonna keep it on there for the Discord. We're gonna record everything when we talk. Only 30 minutes. I say 2 or 3 times a week. Salute, Water. About to pass out. Shout out to Aisha. Shout out to everybody, man, that was tapped in tonight, man. I appreciate y'all helping with the dialogue, giving y'all input. Family, y'all have a good night. Wherever y'all at, FBA, salute. Y'all know how we do. We the leaders. And y'all have a good night. And y'all look out for the chat, man. Any ideas, y'all definitely, we're going to run through it on the next meeting we have. Peace, love, family, love y'all. We're going to talk soon. Hope y'all can hear me. We're going to talk soon. Let's get it.